You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
You can see this lady 5 o'clock every night on Channel 10. We love seeing her.
Am I clapping too early?
Clapping
You
way too early.
Sorry about that.
That's a premature clap there.
Sorry,
that we
mate.
do not name, which
You know me.
you've got over your lifetime a few times.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, it's Sandra Sully with the late
News. It's 5 o'clock.
I know.
10 plus years
That was
ago.
so long ago.
Like we said
So
the last
yesterday.
time, you've become a part of the Australian vernacular now because Sandra Sully with the late news is what people say when someone goes, oh, I've heard that before. We were actually talking about this. We didn't get them ready, but the next time that you're in, would you mind if we started a merch range with your head on it? Sandra Sully with the late news.
Only if I get a clip.
Yeah, sure, we can count you in. Would it have some news on the back of it, Fitz,
Yes.
that everybody already knows?
Breaking.
Oh, yeah, just tongue-in-cheek.
In your career, have there been any moments where you've got a phone call and said, Sandra, you're getting on the next flight and you are covering this huge event, this world event?
Well, the Queen just recently.
Of course,
So,
yes.
so how does that play out in a situation like that? Obviously, you guys and Channel 10, you would have had a meeting, you would have had a plan in place. But when it actually happens and the announcement's made, how quickly are you then, Sandra, to the airport?
Well, look, obviously there's a flurry of phone calls, but I had a suitcase packed for more than 6 months.
Wow.
In the dressing room, yep, and so did Jennifer Kite. So we knew wherever I was, I might have been at the Gold Coast seeing my parents.
Yep.
Always travel with
You
my
had
passport.
to take it with you.
Always take my passport, and then someone at 10 could say, well, we'll get your bag to you, just go.
Wow.
But as it turned out, because it was very early on the Friday morning, and as most people would know, trying to get a flight at the moment is insane because Australians are just travelling. So I ended up reading the 5 o'clock news that night and then rushed out. So,
And that plane ride, was that full of press?
well, I was on. We don't need to mention the airline, but our most important criteria was to actually get crew and our journos over there on the ground ASAP. So they took up the majority of the free seats. I ended up travelling with Matt's wife via
Bronte.
Tokyo.
Yep. That was
and-
actually who Sandra had packed for 6 months. Just Bronte sitting there ready to go.
That's where she went.
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like there, Sandra? What did you feel? What was around you?
It wasn't a really sad time.
No.
It wasn't, overwhelmed with mourning or just respectful and I guess sad, but knew the time was coming and just wanted it to be perfect.
Yep.
And it was just perfect. 7 hours for a funeral, not a misstep.
Yes.
It
Unbelievable.
was brilliant, wasn't
Did you join the queue, or did you know anyone who queued to go past the coffin?
Yeah, lots of people. I couldn't get in. I tried, but they had a special access for working media because you couldn't. I mean, a girlfriend of mine got the train down from York. She lined up for 13 and a half hours.
Wow.
And I tried to meet her, but I didn't have 13 and a half hours
No.
free.
No.
So they did provide access for working media who could, jump the queue. And while you're uncomfortable doing that, you're there. I really wanted
Yeah. Yep.
to see it. I just couldn't make it happen.
Was the pub atmosphere a celebration?
Yes. Well, a sombre celebration.
Yeah, a sombre celebration.
Like for parts of the day when we'd finished off air, I went to a local pub actually with Jen Kite and I was sitting on the floor watching the procession up through to Windsor Castle and the pub was quiet and everyone was glued, but in just such a respectful way. It really was.
Is it true you had to be carried out of there at 2 a.m. in the morning? Is that
That was for off air.
That was the raw
that's for
wedding.
later.
Getting ready and getting, I know you've been doing this for so long, but getting yourself ready before you go onto the screen. There's a bit of a whisper going around that Matty Burke takes just as long in the makeup chair and getting his hair done as you do. Is that correct?
It's his eyebrows, actually.
Is it?
No, I'm kidding.
Can you give us one thing about Matty Burke that we don't know about, that you know as a working partner of Matt Burke? Because he loves this show. He
does.
He messages us all the time.
Are you familiar with his storytelling?
Oh, yeah. Well,
He
told
rips
us
a story out of his back pocket at the drop of a hat, and
Really?
he's got 250 of them. And occasionally I have to say, Berkey, I know that one.
I've heard that one.
I know that one.
At least he's honest. I just let Fitzy tell him again. That's amazing.
He's the world's greatest colleague, though. I love Berkey.
Yeah, we do. We love him on the show.
Okay, here it is. It is the headline off. We give you a topical story. You've got to give us your best headline. We'll do that next.
Well, Matt Groot's job is to read out headlines. He's not that great at it, but gets it right sometimes.
Do not put Matty de Groot off by holding up a photo of his mother while he's reading the news.
Sandra Sully is about to rip out his spine. Well, metaphorically, with some headlines.
You would have that, wouldn't you? Off camera, maybe Berkey, just someone doing some stupid stuff to try to put you off.
All the time.
Yeah.
Ron Wilson in the day would have done that.
Oh, Ronnie was a shocker.
Exactly right. All right, Matty, you're going first. Topical story. Give us your best headline.
Sure.
First one. Oh, I saw another one of these. Activists have thrown mashed potatoes over a famous $110 million Monet painting. $110 million painting, mashed potato. Best headline. Off you go.
This climate stunt makes them look like tools and just makes me want to burn more fossil fuels.
Quite a serious, heavy reaction.
Political response there. I like it.
Quite serious.
If you're chucking mash at a famous Monet, perhaps it should be called potato mache.
That is awesome. Oh my God. Who would give that away?
That's extraordinary.
It's okay.
That's extraordinary.
That is
Sandra Sully.
the best headline we've ever had.
Matt, I can't believe you willingly line up for this because they just give it to you.
It's absurd.
That is what I mean.
All right, second story.
And I pay them, you know that.
Second story. This is over to you, Sandra. Friends star Matthew Perry confesses that he dumped Julia Roberts because he was scared she would leave him. Didn't know that. Matthew Perry, Julia Roberts, best headline.
Matthew Perry dumped Julia Roberts as he fell out of love. I guess you could say he went eat, pray, shove.
It's all style. You are purely drawn to the style over the substance.
She's on fire!
This is the best I've ever heard.
Ever.
This is
I can't wait
a whitewash.
What
for
have
the
you got?
silence that will follow this.
Oh my gosh, good luck, mate. No, you'll be fine.
Take it away. This pretty woman's an Ocean's 11 out of 10. You'd have to be a bitch to dump Erin Brockovich. Silence because you're predictable. And there we go. Wow. Oh, I guess we'll give that one to Sandra.
I certainly wouldn't
Two
be
down.
using bad language
down.
like that.
Two down.
Terrible.
Close. This one's
Wow,
This is-
you're getting spanked.
It's such a... What's happened?
That's a good word, spanked, isn't it?
It's not.
I'll have to remember that when I give Berkey a backhander. What?
All
I'll
right.
spank you.
Matt de Groot, we'll give you the last go here because we like giving young kids or work experience kids a go. Here we go. Last one. Britain's dullest man creates a new calendar reviewing the world's best car parks. World's best car parks. Britain's dullest man. Best headline. Matty de Groot.
Boring, dull, and mind-numbingly slow. That's not a review of the car park. It's a review of the Fitzy and Whipper show.
We should have started with that story. Well done. Sandra, over to you.
A list of car parks is not something to boast, but Whipper could use these car parks for his Range Rover social post. I think I give it to Matt, to be honest, on that one.
If you want to, we can. It makes no difference.
Thank you for your charity.
MDG, clean up your act.
Well done.
Shocking.
Go check that out on the Nova Player, and also you will have a Sandra Sully with the late news. You will get that T-shirt the next time that you're in. We love you, Sandra. Thank you very much.
Thanks for
coming.
having me, team.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.